Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts, and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome everybody. So in the second video today we take a look at the Australian dollar. It's not quite gold, as we intend to keep the gold for weekly analysis, so it makes no sense to prepare the same video today and Mondays, just because it mostly will be due to the holidays the same chart. So it makes sense to take a look at something else besides Australian dollar. We are tracking, but not maybe as regular as euro currency, for example. But since here we have long-term stops, that doesn't demand too often updates. Currently, it's an interesting moment exists, especially because in the recent couple of months, some traders are confused with the rally that we have in Australian dollar, and should we step out from our initial suggestion, should we treat it as a reversal already, or we need to wait for something else? And here's my thoughts on this subject. So I suppose that rally on Australian dollar recently was mostly because of the, well, not bad statistics in general from the economy. Secondly, because Australia stands relatively far from the oldest tensions and problems, geopolitical problems in Europe, and takes not very significant part in general in all this stuff. And I think that it's just getting its part of the cake of the European assets, that investors put some capitals not only in the United States dollar and not only in the United States economy, but in Australian dollar as well. Because in general, Australian dollar actually relatively good currency, and in recent time it also appears more and more talkings that Australia might become the next country that starts to tension of the interest rates. This also makes attractive of the Australian assets. And that may explain the recent rally as well, so among the other factors. But at the same time, I think that it's a bit too early to say that here, this is monthly chart, guys, that we're coming currently directly to the upside. Because from at the first glance, it seems that we already have hit the predefined lows. It's very accurate, very harmonic to these lows, right? The difference is just in the time scale. But in the depth of this drop, well, very similar to the bottom of the left arm. Well, but this process probably is housing gradually, I mean the overseas capital flows. It also could impact on Australian dollar as well. And technically, the reason why I think that it's too early to speak about the starting of the rally, it's potential bearish grabber that we could get on the monthly chart. And this mostly confirms our initial idea that here we should get some more extended in time retracement, and probably in the shape of the ABCD pattern, which will be just perfect, just because here we could get the cartel's triple to buy. That might become the great pattern for investing in Australian dollar with a possible significant following rally. And the pairing of the grabber, this is April month. It's not finished yet. Maybe we will not get it if market will come above it. But at this point, market already has tested the MACD line. And if it closes somewhere in this area or lower, that will be the grabber, which suggests the taking out of these lows. And this in turn suggests that our initial thought on the possible ABCD pattern seems valid and still correct. The same thing we could say on a weekly chart. And you can see here is the how pattern might look. So this is ABCD. Initial our pattern here is not valid, or better to say, well, it's partially completed, partially not valid. It's just because market has formed a new C point. So this is in extension of this. And that's why currently we have to take a look at the new ABCD pattern. If this pattern will be completed, that should lead us approximately to the 50% support here, 50% level, and perfectly agrees with this spike down right here. So that also agrees with these absolute lows right here. So from that standpoint, appearing of this ABCD pattern, very welcome. So whatever it will be, whether this grabber will be formed or not, but the one thing we could say absolutely definitely is that this point currently, this top, is absolutely vital for any trader. where you trade on a daily chart or on a weekly. To make the position, you every time will be looking at this point. So if, for instance, you trade on a daily chart, you would like to take the short position based on all this stuff, possible positioning yourself with the potential April grabber on the monthly chart if you'd like to anticipate. That's the evident and obviously where you have to place your stop, somewhere above this stop, because this situation with this ABCD pattern and with the grabber might be erased and cancelled only if market will move above it. So that could change the situation drastically on long-term charts, but currently, until this top is valid, short-term context stands bearish. So, and from that standpoint of view, if you trade on a daily lower time frame, you definitely could use this top as a vital point, as a point where you could place your stops. And this also, guys, as you can see, we have this completion of the ABCD and agreement resistance 7610. This is also major 618 level. And from that standpoint, you could consider this recent swing down for a chance to go short. Maybe some patterns, some pullbacks might be formed here. Currently, we do not see something interesting, but if market will show some pullback here inside this thrusting action, the side of this recent drop, you could keep an eye on the possible areas where you could go short until this stop is valid. So on the Australian dollar, this stop currently is becoming absolutely important and definitely the thing that we need to keep an eye on. So this is our short-term view on Australian dollar.